Alicia here from Vegerasta.com, and today I have a very exciting recipe for you. Pumpkin spice truffles with chocolate coating. We're gonna start from the filling first. So I'm going to process everything in the food processor, and there are only 4 ingredients for the filling. Which is of course the pumpkin mix, and I use this company. You can get it in some of the supermarkets, and I really love this because it's just pure pumpkin puree with no additional preservatives or additives, so it's amazing. I'm also going to use, and we're going to use whole of that, so I'm going to transfer into the food processor now. We're also going to add up to 1 cup of peanut butter, and I really love the Pip and Nut company, and the main reason for that is that it's the pure pumpkin, pure peanut butter with just tiny bit of sea salt, with no palm oil or any other nasty ingredients in there. So they are very amazing, and you can get them on Amazon. So I have a full cup here. I'm going to use half of it to start with. The filling, we don't want it to be too runny. It should be sticky enough for you to actually be able to create like little blobs, or even form it in the small balls. And we're going to use the 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. You can also use agave syrup or some of the molasses. They are absolutely fine. And 2 tablespoons of mixed spice. You can of course get them already mixed, or you can create them at home, and I list the ideal proportion of the ingredients below the video. So now we're gonna start blending, and we will check in a minute if we need to add a little bit more of peanut butter or not. It starts looking very good, but first I'm just going to scrape the walls to ensure that it's mixing correctly. I think the peanut butter consistency and the amount of the peanut butter we used, so half a cup will be fine, but let's process it once again and we will check. Yes, it definitely is enough, so half a cup is fine. And just so you can see it, that's the consistency that you are looking for. So it's not too runny, it's actually very sticky. So now we're gonna create the little blobs that then later we will cover with chocolate. Ideally, you should just grab the spoon and form a little blobs here. Yeah, they are fine. And they are, once we do that, we're going to move them into the freezer for around 10 minutes to ensure that they are getting they get very solid, and then we will cover them with chocolate coating. Hello again. So right now we're going to make the chocolate coating for our pumpkin spice truffles. And in order to create the chocolate covering, we're going to use raw cacao powder, 4 tablespoons, and also 5 tablespoons of the coconut oil, which we are going to melt, 1 to 2 tablespoons of the cashew milk that I have here, the freshly prepared, as well as 4 tablespoons of the coconut sugar. So for melting the coconut and basically to prevent raw cacao from separating from the fats and actually getting very lumpy, we're going to use the double boiler method. So I'm going to use 2 bowls, and I'm going to put the boiled water into the bottom bowl, and then cover it with another bowl, and we will start from melting the coconut. And we need 5 tablespoons of the coconut oil, it's already melting nicely. Right, so we have 5 tablespoons, and now we are going to mix it slowly so it will get melt and do not overheat at the same time. And the next step will be adding the coconut sugar first, and because of the heat the coconut sugar will start melting, and you will not get any lumps in your chocolate. And of course it's very important that it's very smooth. So we're gonna stir it and wait till the coconut is melted first. Right, so our coconut oil is now fully melted, so I'm going to add the coconut sugar, and I will start mixing it first. Right, so the coconut sugar is almost mixed with the coconut oil, and it's getting very smooth, and you need to ensure that there are no big lumps, because of course it's not gonna be nice if you bite through it. And now the consistency is getting perfect, so now we're going to add our raw cacao powder, and we start mixing it quite vigorously. When you mix in the raw cacao powder, stir in quite vigorously, because we need to ensure that there is no lumps, and unfortunately it's quite easy to get the cacao lumps in the chocolate. But now I have the right consistency, the consistency that I'm happy with, so I'm going to use first 1 tablespoon of freshly made cashew milk. I really wanted to have this chocolate very milky consistency, so I'm going to stir it in, and I'm going to use 1 more tablespoon. So the consistency is now right. However, I did try it and it's not sweet enough, and of course we want to have a very milky and sweet flavor. So instead of the coconut sugar, I'm going to start with 1 tablespoon of the maple syrup, and we're gonna stir it in, and we're gonna try once again and see if it's the right flavor. You should really try whenever you prefer something. Try it once, twice, you know, really as many times as you need, because with raw cacao sometimes the bitterness, it really depends on the company you use on, so it may vary from one company to another, from one brand to another. So I'm going to try it now. Probably I'm going to use another tablespoon and it will be fine. Okay, so again stir it well and let's try it once again. Yes, now it's a lovely sweet milky chocolate. So I'm going to move it from the bowl and I will put it aside for just few minutes, not in the fridge, just on the tabletop, because of course that's the coconut oil and we need to ensure that it's getting a little bit more silky and smooth. At the moment it's just too runny to put it over our truffles. So I'm going to put it aside for 5–10 minutes and then we will cover our truffles. Right, so now our raw chocolate covering is ready. So I put it aside, and that's the kind of like the consistency that you are looking for. So it's not runny, it's basically getting solid. That's the state that you should aim for. And now we're going to cover our pumpkin spice truffles with the chocolate. So I'm just going to take a little bit on the spoon and we're going to drizzle all over it. And once ready, we will put that in the freezer once again to solidify, and then they will be ready to eat.